Double data rate, in case you're wondering what do you mean by a DDR. Now, the DDR5 RAM is out. The DDR4 was back launched in 2014 itself. 7 years later, we are having a new set of RAM modules, and these are extremely capable when compared to the DDR4 base as well. Now, the DDR4 max clock is at 3200 MHz, but the base clock of DDR5 is 3200 MHz, which means it can easily go up to 6000 MHz, and that's really insane news. Now, to get some latest update just like this, you should consider subscribing to my channel and do hit the bell icon to get the latest notification as well. Before moving any further, let me just tell you who are going to be benefited by these new RAM modules. Gamers, no, not yet. Your turn will come. Stay calm. Now, this is for the content creators. If you are a Photoshop user and you have heavy data sets to work with, and if you are a developer and you have many data sets to work between and switch between the things, then this is going to be ideal RAM for you guys. Saying that, let me just dive into the comparative analysis of the DDR4 versus the DDR5 RAM modules. Now, the DDR4 RAM modules are max capped at 32 GB of the max storage in a single stick, but with the DDR5s you can easily get 128 GB of RAM on a single module itself. So 128 GB of memory on a single RAM stick, that is some insane numbers to speak about. Now, moving on further, the base clock of the DDR4 is 2333 MHz and can be maxed out up till 3200 MHz. 3600 are also available, but let us just consider the standard as 3200. Now, instead of 3200 as the max, DDR5 has 3200 as the base level of frequency, which you can easily get 6000 MHz of the RAM speeds, which is really insane. I'm just waiting for AMD to announce its new CPUs so that we can take the whole new advantage of this DDR5 RAM module. As of now, Intel's elder leg, that is the 12th gen of CPUs, are taking advantage of the DDR5 RAM modules, and the motherboards are also ready, should be able to be in your system by the end of this year. Moving on further, the power consumption has been also reduced when compared to the DDR5. The DDR4 used to use 1.2 volts. Now the DDR5 is using 1.1 volt, that is 10% less in the reduction with double the band frequency itself. So that is a really good thing. Now, less of power consumption is not going to matter in a tower or a desktop like mine, but if you are a slim form factor notebook user, you can easily save some of the power in the RAM itself. This has the same cache latency as well, so there is no much changes in between the DDR3, 4 and the 5. That is a good thing. Now let me just deep dive into understanding how these DDR5 RAMs are really different. Physical changes in the DDR5 RAMs are significant. It means the power management integrated circuit, the PMIC, which used to be on the motherboard, now it is present on the RAM module itself. Let us just quickly understand what do you mean by PMIC. So the PMIC is the power management integrated circuit. Now, earlier the power from the power supply used to come into the motherboard, and the 5 volts used to split into 1.2 and 1.2 and enter into the RAM modules later. But now the voltage first enters the RAM module, later it is split into 1.1 and 1.1 volts itself. This is how they have been able to achieve such a ridiculous change in the DDR5s itself. Now, since the PMIC is present on the RAM module itself, which means it is going to have a complex PCB structure itself, so I do think personally the prices are going to be more of the DDR5 RAMs, considering which is consuming less of your power and giving you more of your clock speeds. Stay tuned for the latest update of the price as well. Since the PMIC is on the RAM itself, overclockers, this is not a good thing for you. In the overclock, you used to tweak the voltages. Now you cannot do that. For that itself, DDR4 is going to be coming in two different modules, one which is the standard and other which is overclockable, which means you can tweak the voltages on the PMIC which is present on the RAM module itself, and again that is a good step. So that is everything that you need to know about the all new RAM modules. So stay tuned for more amazing content. Do subscribe to my channel and we will catch you in the next one. Until then.